you have extremely long legs, extremely short torso. All right. What does that look like? It looks like you fold like a pretzel. What's up, guys? It's Stiffly. So, today we're going to be talking about leverages for squats. Okay. We're going to talk over a few things here: torso to femur length and midfoot bounce. Okay. So, of course, we all know we're built individually here. Everybody's built different. And some people are better suited to certain types of squats than others. Okay. So, let's get into it. First thing we're going to talk about here is our very traditional, very upright squat, okay? So, what kind of squat is this going to look like? This is going to look like someone that has very short femurs or short legs in general, and someone that has a very long torso, okay? So, generally speaking, these are the kind of squats we see where someone's super upright, they're very much looking straight ahead on their squat, and their back is very straight vertically, okay? What does this mean for that person? Okay, while they're squatting, they're probably going to give a ton out of their quads. Okay, it's very much going to be a squat dominant or a quad dominant exercise, not really going to get nearly as much out of their glutes and their lower back. All right, and that works great. They just got to be cognizant of doing other exercises to get those more involved. Okay, next we have probably the middle point where majority of people are going to be here, which is where your femur length and torso length are roughly about equal-ish, okay? Which is gonna mean that typically it's a little bit more bent over than the first one, not completely bent over here, to where now you have a very even squat. You're gonna get a lot of quad growth out of it, a lot of glute growth, a lot of lower back growth. It's really the jack of all trades, okay? It's not gonna completely isolate the quads, and I say isolate. It's not gonna concentrate on the quads, it's not gonna concentrate on the glutes. You're gonna get very even activation out of both muscles groups, okay? Some things to keep in mind here. You're going to be more bent over. However, if we get to the point where we're pitching forward so much and we're not meaning to pitch forward, that's when we can get into an issue. All right. Lastly, we have what I refer to as more of a good morning squat. What this means is you have extremely long legs, extremely short torso. All right. What does that look like? It looks like you fold like a pretzel. It's what you're going to post. You're going to post you squatting, and somebody's going to say, wow, that was really bad form. But in reality, that's the form that's going to work best for you, that you might be strongest in, okay? This is really where I fall into. I find it very hard to hit depth with these two others unless I have something helping me hit depth. This is where I usually get to. Also, for some of you might be built for this, but you have really terrible ankle mobility, which then forces you to squat like this, okay? And that's a separate issue that we can talk about here. Are some workarounds. So for me, I have very poor ankle mobility. I wear squat shoes. Those are shoes that have a lift on them on the heel that makes it easier for you to squat down to depth, right? So what does this mean when you're squatting like this? One, you're not gonna get out a lot of your quads. You're gonna have people calling you chicken legs. I know I'm used to that. It is what it is. But you're gonna get a ton of growth for your glutes and your lower back, okay? Which, depending on what you're doing, that can mean a lot, all right? All three of these can be useful. There are some people that their first day in the gym, they're gonna be able to, they have such great mobility, they're gonna be able to do all three of these no matter what, all right? Now, what do you do if you can't do these things? There's workarounds here. So, in order for me to squat in like a kind of a high bar stance here, where you're very vertically upright, something I have to do, I have to put some kind of wedge or something that raises my heels significantly off the ground, okay? That way I'm on my toes, allows my knees to go really far forward, okay? And then I can lower that wedge to where it be slightly less upright, and then this would be my normal squatting form, okay? Depending on what muscles we're trying to target, okay? And then of course, if you're just trying to lift, as much weight as you can, or just do whatever's most comfortable to you. You've got to, play around with this. Look in the mirror, honestly, is a really good way to do it. I just looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, well, my legs are really long, my torso is really short. So how can I work with squatting like that? All right. So that brings me to my next point here. The biggest way that you know what is the best squat form for you is two things. One, and what form is easiest for you to get to depth, okay? And depth for me, what I use is when your hip crease here is below your kneecap, all right? Now what's depth for you depends on, what you're training for, all right? And probably maybe even more important here is what allows you to stay balanced with the weight, the barbell being the weight, over your mid-foot, all right? So, the reasons we need to keep it over mid-foot. One, it's gonna keep us at our strongest point here, okay? The more the bar gets forward or backwards, the less strong we're gonna be, all right? Our body's gonna get unbalanced. But two, it's to prevent injury, okay? Whenever the bar shifts too far forward here, that puts a ton of strain on our lower back, okay? And while we're squatting here, our goal isn't to work out our lower back, our goal is to work out our quads and our glutes. That's our main movers here. We got other exercises to work out our lower back here, right? So, by keeping it our mid-foot balance here, that's gonna allow us to lift the most amount of weight possible and simultaneously keep ourselves safe here, all right? And how we can determine that is really easy. Simply take a video of yourself straight up from the side, okay? And then you just need to look and see where that barbell path is moving, okay? Your goal, if you guys look here on this one here, the goal is for this barbell path to be going straight down through our midfoot and up again, over and over, okay? Barbell path for a squat, straight up, straight down. That's the easiest way to go from point A to point B, okay? So if your barbell path is, drifting out here or drifting out here as you go up or down, that is going to make it harder than a normal straight barbell path, all right? So basically you guys really just need to, mess around with stuff here and try to figure out what's your ideal bar path, all right? But that being said, I'm bringing this video to a close here. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and yeah, have a great rest of your day.